From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. I'm Steve Prentice. Hackers suspected in Brazil cell phone alert. Cell phones across many parts of Brazil, including Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, lit up on Saturday morning with a fake alert message similar to the wireless emergency alerts or AMBER alerts that are used in North America. The alert was, quote, remotely triggered by someone who is not part of the country's national civil protection and defense system. The message appeared as an extreme alert type and contained the Portuguese word for misanthropy written with leet speak, meaning a numeric character was used to represent one of the letters. The technology used to send legitimate extreme alerts is managed by Anatel, Brazil's national telecommunications agency, which has been temporarily disabled while the investigation is underway. Prinz Eugen ransomware prioritizes recent files for encryption. This is a new ransomware operation which focuses on modified files for encryption and leaves no ransom note on the system. According to researchers at ThreatDown, the enterprise cybersecurity arm of Malwarebytes, the hackers behind Prinz Eugen, which is spelt Prinz Eugen, have a, quote, hands-on keyboard style and prefer to use legitimate remote monitoring and management software and living-off-the-land tools, end quote. Initial access is likely achieved through stolen RDP credentials, followed by the manual download and execution of the main payload, servertool.exe. It appears that Prinz Eugen is not ransomware as a service, and the developers are not currently looking for affiliates. Congress presents bill to protect people from being deepfaked. The Senate Judiciary Committee has approved a bill that, quote, seeks to prevent unauthorized deepfakes of American artists, performers, and public figures, end quote. The bill succeeded in passing a committee voice vote, but senators and outside groups say, quote, they are worried it could become a tool for the powerful to quash free speech, end quote. Called the No Fakes Act, it would give Americans near exclusive rights to their own digital AI replicas, and those rights would live on, passing to heirs, executors, and estates for at least 70 years. It would also allow people to license their likeness and images to others and to sue those who use them without permission. Mastra AI supply chain attack attributed to North Korean hackers. This is according to Microsoft, who points to the group Sapphire Sleet, also known as Blue Noroff, who compromised more than 140 NPM packages. According to Microsoft, the attack began when threat actors compromised the NPM maintainer account eHendero, which had publishing privileges across the Mastra package environment. Compromised packages were then installed, deploying a malware dropper on developers' devices aimed at stealing sensitive credentials, API keys, authentication tokens, and cryptocurrency wallets. Huge thanks to our sponsor, GuardSquare. Mobile app security isn't just a tech issue, it's a revenue issue. A recent global study found that 72% of organizations experienced a mobile app security incident last year. And even worse, 65% saw customer churn or uninstalls as a result. Protect your brand and your bottom line with layered mobile app protection. You can learn more at guardsquare.com, that is GuardSquare.com. WordPress plugin bug exploited to expose API keys. A recently patched security flaw that impacts the WordPress plugin Gravity SMTP is a CVE-numbered information disclosure flaw with a CVSS score of 5.3. It can allow unauthenticated attackers to extract sensitive data such as configuration data, API keys, secrets, and OAuth tokens configured for the plugin's email integrations. A patch for the vulnerability has been released, and WordFence has blocked more than 17 million exploit attempts to date, with initial activity commencing at the start of May of this year and spiking in early June. Researchers deliver boot ROM exploit for A12 and A13 iPhones. Researchers have disclosed a new checkmate-style exploit called USB Liter 8, that is USB LITER and the number 8, that affects Apple devices using A12 and A13 processors, including the iPhone XS, XR, and iPhone 11 families. The flaw resides in the chip's boot ROM, the first code that runs when a device starts. Because boot ROM is permanently etched into the silicon, the vulnerability cannot be fixed through software updates. The exploit requires physical access to the device and the use of DFU, that is device firmware update mode, via a USB connection, making it impractical for remote attacks. However, it allows researchers or anyone with the necessary skills and access to bypass Apple's secure boot process, jailbreak affected devices, and run unauthorized code. Apple was informed prior to disclosure and cooperated with the researchers. Devices with A14 chips and newer are not affected. ESET research describes Gentle Killer, the gentleman gang's key weapon. The Gentleman ransomware gang has distinguished itself over the past year with over 500 victims and has also established itself as one of the 5 most active ransomware operations to date in 2026. The group provides affiliates with a sophisticated, centrally managed toolkit called Gentle Killer, designed to disable endpoint detection and response security software before ransomware is deployed. Unlike most ransomware-as-a-service groups, which leave security evasion to individual affiliates, the Gentleman maintains and updates these tools itself, thus lowering the barrier for cybercriminals even further. Researchers at ESET identified at least 8 Gentle Killer variants that exploit vulnerable drivers to shut down more than 400 security-related processes across dozens of security products. Texas government data breach exposes the data of more than 3 million members. This breach occurred at the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, TPWD, specifically with its license system vendor that exposed personal information of more than 3 million individuals. An investigation by the Texas Cyber Command shows that the attack did not impact social security numbers, dates of birth, or financial information such as credit cards, but they say that the threat actors may have obtained PII of more than 3 million Texas hunting and fishing license customers, including driver's license information, passport numbers, email addresses, phone numbers, and residential addresses. The TPWD says it is working closely with the license system vendor to implement new safeguards and enhanced monitoring services. If you have some thoughts on the news from today or about this show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.